What's up, fellers? I'm glad you're back. Do 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 do. Alrighty. So this first fabric is I forget the name. It's on my phone. So anyway, this is the fabric. I think it's a polyurethane. It's a roofing fabric. It's made for roofing stuff. And so in the last video, I just tested how this stuff burns. I wanted to see how it burns. So let's get a close-up shot of this. Okay, so you can see it's like a plain weave fabric, and it's a roofing material. It's what they put on the roof. Actually, I really don't know exactly why. I guess I don't know what the real reason is. I guess to make the roof stronger. Regardless, Dome Guy uses this for the outside and inside of the Aircrete domes that they build, because this gives it the tensile strength. This makes the Aircrete work like gypsum board works. Sheetrock. Sheetrock is very brittle, but when you put a layer of paper on the two sides, it makes it stronger. So it's the same concept that they're using with this stuff. So I see I have a flame here, and this stuff will melt, but it doesn't catch fire. So you can imagine, once it's covered in cement, it's definitely not catching fire. And it's really strong. Like, I'm ripping it now, but before I started that rip, it wasn't going anywhere. Then we have this here. Stuff is definitely not catching fire. This is Basalt mesh. And this is another product I was considering putting on the outside and the inside of the dome, or rather any structure I build. So so you have your reinforcing. So Basalt is also made into a lot of different products, like rebar and this mesh and this fabric here. This is Basalt fabric, and this is Basalt mesh. So let's just see. I know they put this stuff in a resin. See how this catches fire. It actually looks like it caught fire. The resin did. I should get my torch out here. It melts the resin, but nothing burns. And the basalt doesn't melt. It's just the resin that's on there. So just like this first fabric, once it's covered in cement, this is going to be like incredibly strong. And then this is they have a lot of different weave patterns. I found that the plain weave is the strongest, that doesn't come apart. Almost all other basalts, even like this one, you can see I can pull everything apart. and it's like that for a lot of their fabrics and meshes. But this fabric, they have multiple weave patterns, all kinds of weave patterns. This I found to be the strongest weave pattern in a medium density. I think this is a 680 weight or 320 weight. I forget exactly. They come in different weights. And so I got one that was like in the middle to test out for some projects I'm going to be doing. But I wouldn't use this one so much because this was relatively expensive compared to this. Um, and you know, I'm going to have to get back to you on those numbers. I don't recall what I paid. I bought them months ago. This I just bought the other day. This was I think 180 bucks for this roll. I have no idea how many yards are in here. It's 40 inches long by however many yards it says. It looks like it's going to be a lot. As thin as this looks here. It's going to be a lot. Anyway, that's that. So I will be doing some experiments with that fabric. I don't know if I'm going to be doing those experiments today. But today experiment, I have to move my camera out of the sun because it's going to start overheating. Today will be this wall. We'll have enough to do today with just this wall here. So let me make sure I'm in. And I should be. I'll raise the camera a little higher. No, that's probably good. Alrighty, let's look at the tree. Pull you in. Okay. So here is some potentially exciting news. This box has a pump in it, and it's a pump designed to pump the nasties. Yes, that's right. It's a sewage pump. So my thinking was, if it could pump sewage, and I've seen sewage, it can be really nasty. It could be big chunks of things in there, paper, all kinds of things like that. So I figured if it could pump sewage, it should easily be able to pump water and cement and foam. Come on, it's super light. So I have a feeling this is going to be the future cement pump, the affordable cement pump for everyone. I'm sorry, the affordable Aircrete pump for everyone. Not a cement pump. This will probably never work as a cement pump. So I guess we're actually doing an unboxing here. Okay. Okay. Am I English now? Okay. So here's our cement pump. Let's do that whole thing off camera. No, I was on camera, just you couldn't see the pump. There was the pump. All right. So this is a sewage pump, and so this is meant to begin pumping when the water level rises. And so we have our, I guess, impeller at the bottom here. Hard to see, trying to get the light in there. Anyway, that spins around. So this here is it's about 3 inches from the bottom, that impeller. But once this is in the bin there to suck the Aircrete up, I think it should work fabulously. The only thing I'm gonna have to do is hook up a line, hook up my own string here to set the switch off, because I'm gonna want it to go off when I want it to go off, not when this float rises. And anyway, I think this is gonna work really good as a Aircrete. So I have a hose that's going to go in here. I'll grab that now. Or I have some fittings or something that go in here. And I'm going to be using this to pump from my 32-gallon barrel into the wall cavity there. So this is the same idea you can use for doing insulation in your house using Aircrete. I mean, that's my theory. I'm testing everything out now. The only reason you might have a problem with pumping Aircrete into your walls for insulation is because you would have to make sure all of the hose, whatever openings there are in the wall or in the floor or around pipes, you would want to make sure all of that is sealed, probably with some foam, some spray foam. And once all your holes are sealed, then you could pump the Aircrete into the cavity. Now, unless I make the Aircrete so light and strong that it won't go through like some small openings, you know, it'll be stiff enough to not pass through. But otherwise, you would want to fill in the hose, which is what I did when I took this panel off. I covered all the holes that were opened so that your Aircrete didn't escape. Because imagine you're trying to fill in a wall for, you know, making more insulation, and all your Aircrete's dumping down into your basement. You know, that wouldn't be fun. That's the only issue I can see. I don't even really see the electrical wiring being a huge issue. And even if that might be a case, you could simply turn the power off for a day in that section of wall that you're pouring. But you know, it's all experimental. I do know that there's a company that pumps Aircrete with a K, which is a magnesium-based cement, and they use that for insulation. So we're doing the exact same thing, but we're not using magnesium cement. We're using Portland cement. So this is why I'm pretty confident of everything I'm saying, because they already do it with a different type of cement. So I'm just wondering what mix I should do. So I'm going to do, I guess, about 10 pounds of cement. Even 10 pounds sounds like a lot. Alright, I'm going to do 10, and we'll see what we have. Now, that seems like a lot. I might just need to do my same 4.7 pounds. I think will be enough for this. There. It's 4.7. Yep. About the same spot. Alright, I'm going to try with 4.7 pounds of cement. Alright, that seems like a lot of cement for, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to do the 100-gallon mix. You know, I lost my book that I wrote all the other info in, so now I have to recalculate. So let's get my water. This is the same mix that I was doing for all of these other experiments. I'm wondering how much I need to add now. So okay, so I'll be doing. I'm gonna do 5 gallons of foam for this first one. So I got my water and my cement. This was supposed to be the bucket for weighing the cement. I mean the foam. Okay, back up. Okay. Forgot to add my baking soda. Okay, so that's 1.1 pounds of foam. So I'm going to use that same foam mix for this first batch, and it requires 5 gallons. Oh, are you kidding me? You want to fit? You want to fit? Where's my other thingy? Where's my squirrel cage? just wanted to start the mix in there before I finish it off in here. Now I need another 5 gallons of foam. I think I popped the fuse. Let's see. yeah, pop the fuse. So Douglas, I used 1 tablespoon of baking soda before. That's the only thing I added. It's light. Okay. Okay, so I have my, if you're just joining us, thanks for joining. And what I'm going to be testing today is this sewage pump, right? It's a 0.5 horsepower. There's up to 103 gallons per minute. 1 year warranty. Probably gonna avoid the warranty as soon as I start pumping Aircrete. And we have this impeller, Vortex impeller. All right, I love Vortex. So this is a sewage pump, and my thinking was if it's strong enough to pump sewage, and sewage means, you know, different particles of stuff in the water, that it should be more than strong enough to pump foam, cement, and water. So this I can say this may be the future Aircrete pump for doing these kind of jobs. So I'm going to be testing this out today, and we'll see if their statement holds. The future Aircrete pump. Okay, so I have this hose, and I bought an adapter. Is this even on camera? Yeah. I bought an adapter that goes here to connect this hose to, and I have to find that adapter. So I think I know where it is. But before I do that, let me just give you a look at the foam. Oh, I'm at 2% battery power. I gotta do this quick and plug it back in. So this is our foam here. You can see it looks good, nice and smooth. I hear very little bubbles popping. Okay, so I'm going to test that out. Listen, you guys, this is my first live stream. So, you know, usually all this stuff would be edited out. But, hey, if you want to hang around, it's nice to have you. And I appreciate your comments. Thank you, Doug, and everyone else. So I'm going to go to my garage, see if I find the adapter I need for this piece so that I could put this pump in that Aircrete and see if it'll pump into that panel. Is my finger in? Okay. I want to put that in there and see if it'll pump through this hose into, you like that? Into that panel. All right, so I'll be back. You guys can... Oh, and I got to grab a drink too. It's crazy hot out here, humid. I'll be right back in a minute. Let me, heat wave this weekend. 93, 95, and 92. Yeah, that's hardcore.